Hi there, I'm Angela Brown and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question and I get to help you find an answer. Now today's question comes from a house cleaner who just cleans houses alone. She does not have a team of people, but she wants to know, because I'm just a solo house cleaner and I've always only ever taken cash for my business, should I start taking credit cards because I know some people take credit cards for their house cleaning business? That's an excellent question, and my answer is yes, you should. Times have changed. As America moves into a plastic industry, lots of us have switched out cash and checks in exchange for credit cards. And so I write a couple of checks, and for the very first time ever, I'm writing a couple of checks for independent contractors, but I haven't written a check in 15 years. I do all of my business online. It's all online banking. And every time I buy something, instead of giving cash, like who carries cash, you just swipe the debit card and the money comes right out of your account. It's a much easier way to pay. And so if you came to my house right now, my first question would be, do you accept credit cards? Because it's so much more convenient for me. I only pay with credit cards or debit cards. It's plastic cards. And so if you offer plastic card acceptance, then yeah, it's a much easier way for many people. And they might give you a tip, or they're not going to give you a tip because they don't have the cash because they didn't get enough cash out of the bank. Then they're going to feel stupid and silly, like, oh, I don't have any extra cash, so I guess I just won't give her a tip. So yeah, I mean, it's a great way to do business. Now, what cards do you take? Should you take American Express versus just MasterCard and Visa? Well, my suggestion is take them all. And you can use something like PayPal or Square. There are a whole bunch of different credit card acceptance programs that are on the market. And it's going to depend on where you live and what is available in your part of the world. I know that in America, I use Square. For the last several years of my business, I've taken credit cards and I used Square, squareup.com. And basically they had a little reader that you pop in the top of your cell phone and you can swipe a credit card and then the money appears and you can leave a little note on there that says house cleaning by Angela Brown or whatever the name of your business is. You can type in the amount. You can hand your phone to the customer. They can use their finger and they can write right there on the screen. And for some reason, if they want to leave you a tip or whatever, they can do that right there at the same time, right on your phone. You hit send. You never saw their credit card information. You didn't store it in your phone. You just swipe the card and boom, it goes right from their account into your account. Same day transaction. And you just saved yourself going all the way down to the bank to deposit a check. Now, the interesting thing about this is, and this happened to me once, I had the Square reader inside my pocket. And then when I did my laundry, I forgot it was inside my pocket. And it went through the washing machine and it ruined the little card reader. So they cannot go through the washing machine because they're electronic. There's a little chip in there. And if it gets wet, it gets ruined. So then I had the app on my phone, but I did not have the card reader. So then you can just type in the credit card number and the exact same scenario happens. Now, if you have a customer's credit card on file, and we're encouraging customers to do this, give their credit cards to the house cleaner for the charging of their house for this reason. Instead of you having to be at home and having the credit card to hand to the house cleaner, they can just run the credit card that they have on file. Now, this is based on the fact that you trust your house cleaner. But if you don't trust your house cleaner with a credit card, you probably shouldn't trust her in your house either, right? Because a dishonest person is not dishonest just for credit card fraud. They're dishonest in a whole bunch of different areas. So if you don't trust them with your credit card information, don't trust them in your house either. Go get a new house cleaner that you trust. That would be my suggestion. But as far as accepting credit cards, yes, absolutely. The world has changed. And now anyone can accept money via credit card through PayPal. And so if a customer forgets to pay you, they can send you money through their credit card that night to you via PayPal. And you can accept the money and then go into PayPal and transfer the money over to your bank account. It's so easy. It's way easier than trying to keep track of cash because cash doesn't track very well. And so we know that you're a business owner that pays your taxes. We know that you're on the up and up, and we know that you're following all the laws of the land, right? And so if that's the case, having a cash-based business is very hard to track. And so by that, you have to go home and you have to say, oh, Mrs. Jones just paid me $85 or whatever the price of your cleaning was. And then you have to take that money and put it in an envelope, and then you have to go down to the bank and you have to deposit that money so that you have it in your bank account so that you can pay your online bills. It's really a lot of extra steps. I don't recommend it at all. For the last several years, people are like, hey, can I pay you cash? I'd really rather you don't. I'd rather you write me a check or pay with a credit card because that track's easier for both of us. At the end of the year, you know how much money you've spent, and I know how much money I've earned. And so it's just way, way, way better for both of our accounting systems. When people pay you cash, it's also difficult for them. They don't know how much money they've spent. And so at the end of the year, they don't know. It's difficult to track how much money they actually spent on house cleaning. And it's important that they know, because as you raise your rates at the end of the year, you need to be able to bring to their attention that, hey, you paid me $2,600 this year, and next year with the rate increase, it's going to cost you $2,800. But I wanted to make sure that it's in your budget so there are no surprises. And when you give the customer a heads up, the customer can plan for that. But if they're paying you little bits via cash, they're probably not factoring in tips. They're probably not factoring in how much they're actually spending for house cleaning. And it's really super important because as their lives change, they need to be able to make sure that's still in their budget so that if other things fall by the wayside, at least you get paid. So do you accept credit cards? Yeah. And it's another way when things do change, they can say, I don't have cash. What I can do is I can put this on a credit card, and then I can earn frequent flyer miles through the credit card company for the money that I'm paying for my house cleaner. And so there are benefits and rewards points for people that decide to pay you via credit card. Now, what's the catch? The catch is that you're going to have to pay a small percentage fee back to the credit card company in exchange for allowing you to accept credit cards. And it's usually around 2.5%, 2.75%. And you say, wow, that's a whole lot of money and that adds up. No, that's a cost of doing business. And because it's a cost of doing business, you can tax deduct that expense. And so you have to realize you're a real business, even if you're only one person. You're a real business, and some people do not have the cash to pay you. They are cash poor, yet they have credit, and they will pay you for your services with a credit card. So should you accept credit cards? Absolutely. Yeah, already. Okay, so that's my 2 cents for today. And until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.